Hello everyone, I'm Zeeshan Shah and welcome to Zinteractive. So today we will move to lesson number 3 of our Marvelous Designer Fundamental course. And today we will learn about pattern shape tools and segment sewing tools. So here we have our Henry and we are going to create some garments over here and see how the garments actually work. Now to create garments, we have here the pattern making shapes. Now these shapes are basically you can make through polygons, rectangle and ellipse. When you draw these shapes, you draw it on the pattern window, and once you draw them, they will be appeared on this 3D window as well. So let's see how they are appeared. So if I will go here to the rectangle, and if I create a rectangle here, and once it is ready, you will see it will be appeared here. And to move it, you can just click on it, move it with this gizmo. You can rotate it. You can move it up, put it here, or anywhere you want. Now, once this is done, so what actually happens is that you start simulating it. But before that, just notice when I rotated this, nothing happened on the 2D window because the translation and rotation are quite unlinked. However, if I move it here, you can see it's the same thing. Or if I rotate, so it's basically the same thing. It doesn't affect because translation and rotation do not affect. But if I scale it, so that's what it is linked in both of the windows, the scaling. So you can scale in an uniform way, okay, by just scaling normally, or you can press shift on your keyboard and scale it uniformly. Other thing what you can do is that scale from the center, and to do that you just have to double click here on this middle dot, and once you do that, and next time when you will scale it, it will be from the center. Okay, so it's totally up to you how you want to do it. And to deselect, and you can deselect, and next time when you will do it, it will go back to the normal, the way it was scaling before. Now, once our garment is ready, you have these options here. Fast, if you're using a GPU, normal, if you're using CPU, and like fitting accurate fabric. This one you can do when you're working on animation, or maybe when you are done and you're finalizing it, because this is quite slow with a high resolution, with a high number of polygons. Okay, so we will stick to fast GPU right now because we are just practicing. Otherwise, to see and to check your garments, better to use the normal one. But I will use the fast GPU here just to see how things like works here when you simulate them. And once you're selected, just press on it and you can see how it falls on your model. Okay, let's undo this. And if I go back to normal and then press this simulation, so you can see that it's quite fast, but not faster than the GPU. But the result is better than what GPU offers. Undo again. Now if I will go to the fitting accurate fabric part, the last one. Okay. And now if I will press this, so you will see it's quite slow, but result is much more better than what we had in the GPU and CPU simulation. Okay. So I will move back to GPU for now for faster results. Okay. So now you can see how do we have it. Now, it's just a normal piece of cloth, and that's how it fell on our model. For example, let's undo this. If I take this piece, put it here, okay, in front of him, what will happen is that it will fall immediately on the ground. Okay. Just like this, because we don't have anything to hold it. Let's undo that. I don't know why it went back to the fitting. Okay, just like that. Now, let's make it normal. Okay, better. Okay. And let's undo it. And what we can do is that take this same shape of the garment, Control C and Control V, paste it somewhere here, and then from the screen I will move it to the back side. Both are now kind of parallel to each other. Okay. Now, quicker way to view these 3D sides, okay, is by pressing 5 on your keyboard, so you can get the top view, 6 side view, 7 8 back, then 9, something like that. Okay, so all these views you can press on the screen so you can get hold of them. Okay, now if you will notice, I can see this as a white garment, but the one that I have here right now is basically not white, it's gray. So gray is inside out, just like the flip normal. So if I will see from the back side, if I see my like garment from the back side, it will look gray, which actually is not right. It should be same that I have it in the front. Okay, like whitish. So what I can do here is that I can just right click on this, okay, and flip it to horizontal. In this way, I will have the white outside. So this is how it will look like. Now, what we can do is that we can saw them, the sides, okay, top to top and right to right here, okay, and we will leave the bottom one. Otherwise, what will happen? Let's see. To saw, we have sawing tool here in the 3D window also and in the 2D window also. Today, we are going to cover segment sawing tool, okay, which are segment sawing and segment sawing. Now, segment sawing is basically how it works. You just click on it, click on the first segment, okay, and then on the opposite fabric like this. As soon you will do that, you can see you have the stitch line, which is wrong right now because it shouldn't be cross. So let's undo this here. So I will click over here and I will click on this side. You can see this line. This line is showing actually the direction. So if I will click when the line is opposite, then I will get the straight lines. Why this happened? Because we flipped it, if you remember. When I chose something like this, like the clicking on the left side, so it was crossed. Crossed means it is flipped and it will not work correctly. So make sure your direction of the sewing is also clear. Okay, just like this. And then I can sew from the 3D window also. You can do the same thing. Let's do from the 3D window. Segment sewing tool. I can click here and I can click here. Done. And then I can click here and I can click it here. Okay. Bottom here, I will not sew it because the person is standing and there should be a gap over here. Okay. Otherwise, he will be locked. Now, I can take my select and move tool, click on my garment here, move it because you can see the stitching line is crossing his head. So nothing should cross, otherwise there will be an issue. So once I'm done, now if I will press this simulation with the normal like simulation mode, see what happens. It goes like this. Okay. But actually there is no hole. So the sewing stitches are going through his neck. So in reality, basically he is dead because it has cut through the stitches from his neck. So let's undo what we have done. Okay. And move it closer, because the reason it went through the neck because it took a lot of time to both of them to reach uh, next to each other. So by the time when they reached next to each other, they went through its like Henry's neck, and I don't actually want them. I can select both of them and with the shift key and then move it up. Now let's see how it works. So if I will go through this again, now it's fine. Okay. So it's like a sack on his head. That's why we kept this bottom part open. Okay. So it's like a sack on his head. One thing we can do is that, because still I am in the simulation mode, so I have to go like come out of the simulation mode. Simple to do that is by pressing it again. Okay. And if you want to work on the 2D pattern again, you can go to the 2D window and we can scale it down from both the sides. But then you can see what happens here. Okay, because already it is simulated. So it's not giving us the actual nice flat pattern over here. So which is completely normal. Okay, so you can do one thing to avoid this. You can go here in the 3D window and you have reset 2D arrangement or reset 3D arrangement. If I will click on reset 2D arrangement, the way my 2D patterns are arranged in the 2D window, it will be arranged the same way in the 3D window. Let me undo this. But if I will go to reset 3D arrangement, so it will go back to normal how it was before. Okay. So let's go back here. And this one also, we can make it a little taller here. Taller this one as well. Okay. Move this down here. Okay. Now, if I will take the segment sewing tool again, and then after that, if I stitch this part and this part together, so it will be like he is closed inside a sack. Okay. So if I press on it to simulate it, so let's see what's going on. And remember, this bottom part is basically a floor. Okay. And this is how it is happening here. And Henry is inside a sack, all closed from all the sides. Still, it is simulating, not stopped yet. And you can see the details, how it is. So in order to move it fast, I can go to the GPU settings and then simulate it. So I hope you got the idea of how the stitching and pattern works. These were just a normal 2 patterns just to show you how the pattern stitching actually works. So let's undo this, whatever we have done so far, the cruel work, by trapping him inside this sack. So let's go back to where we were, and then I will go here, reset 3D arrangement. Okay. Now, if I want to delete these stitches that I have created, so I can simply go to my edit sewing tool and click on each one of these sewing parts. Like suppose this part, if I will click on it, I can delete this. So this will be deleted. I'll click here, delete it. And from top, I can delete it. Also from here, I can do it. Edit sewing tool, click on the top and delete it from here. So from both of the windows, you can do that. Next, after segment sewing tool, we have MN segment sewing tool. Now, what is MN segment sewing tool? This actually works when you are going to attach something, okay, from a straight flat panel, okay, to something that is not straight or which are divided into different parts. For example, let's take this, okay, put it here, and just make this one, or let's do one thing. Let's keep it where it was before. I will Control C, Control V this one, copy paste. Okay. And I will copy paste this one as well. Or you can like duplicate it by pressing Control D. So same thing. So 3 of them. Now all these, I want to attach all these 3 to the bottom of the one that I have here. If I will go to my segment sewing tool, so you can see that if I click over here and then here, okay, and then here and then here, it's not working, okay? Because it with the segment sewing tool, I can only stitch 2 parts, 1, 2, that's all. But if you want to attach a 1 part to 3 different parts, then you can use the MN segment sewing tool. When you click on MN segment sewing tool, so first it looks for M part of the segment, and then it searches for N part of the segment. So let's click on it, and it's now you can see that it's saying select a segment to begin M sewing. So the bottom one, okay. And when I'm done with this, I can select more than one, okay? I can select this one also, or some other parts also, and or just one. And once you are done with that, you can press enter on your keyboard. And now it's saying select a segment to begin end sewing. So I can click it here, and then I can click it here, and I can click it here. And I'm done. Now what I will do is that to press enter to complete end sewing. So when I will press enter, so you can see that one line is now attached to the 3 of these. So if I will simulate now, so you can see that how things are, okay? Actually, let's do one more thing here, because we have to go to segment sewing and sew this one, because we deleted it previously, if you remember. That's why it's dropping down. Okay. Now simulate it. And you can see that how this is attached. Okay. So let's undo this. And how about we have this part, okay? Let's delete all the sewing that we just did in the last. Okay. And then I will take this one, make it smaller. Control D to duplicate it and then put it here. The first thing what I need to do is that just go to my MN segment sewing tool. Okay. And then I will click here, M. Now I'm not done with the M yet. This is the M again. So here or here, totally up to you, but you have to keep in mind what direction you're using. So because you have to use the same direction next time. Click it here. Now I'm done with both M. So I will press OK. Now it's asking for N. So I can click here first, second, but you can see when I'm switching, you can see it is crossing. So this is a cross. So cross is not good because your fabric will be twisted then. So you have to keep it straight, just like this. Okay, similarly here, just like this. Okay. Now, when you are done, press Enter on your keyboard. Okay. So it's done. Okay, yeah. Let's do it. Okay, now I think I just pressed by mistake on the before selecting it. So first M, second M. Now M is done, so I will press Enter. Now first N, second N, third N, and press Enter again. Now it's done. Okay, now here you have to see all these, like this line and this line as well, both of them are now connected to each other here. This is how basically you can stitch multiple fabrics to the other fabric. So it's totally up to you how you wanted to do that. Okay, so this is how the MN stitch actually works. So what we can do now, I can go back to my normal sewing tool, normal like segment sewing tool, and sew these two. Okay, with segment sewing, sew these two. Okay, still I'm there. Why it's not changing? Yeah, now it's fine. Okay, these two done, and now I can go to the 3D window. Same thing I can do. Segment sewing from 3D also. Choose from here. Choose from here. And then here I will have the same issue. So what I will do here is that I will take my M and MN segment sewing, and then first M, second M, press Enter on the keyboard, and then the N tool, and press Enter on the keyboard, and done. Okay. So here, basically you can see that how it is working. This one is crossing, so I have to avoid the cross here. Plus this should be on the other side and this should be on the other side. So what I can do in this case is that undo it. Okay. Click here, press Enter, and then click here, and then Enter again. Now it's fine. Okay. Same error, I have it here on the bottom. So what I can do, I can take my Edit Sewing tool, select all these. When you click on the multiple sewing, so it will give you 2 options or 3 or 4 options depending on which sewing. So we have 2 different sewing here because we were using MN like sewing tool. So that's why it created 2 different sewing. So and it gives different colors to it. So I will choose this color first. Okay. And once it is done, I can select this, delete it. Okay. Then the other one, delete it. This one, delete also as well. Now I'm done with this. Now I will go back to my M and sewing tool. So click on this one. Click on this one. And then press Enter. Now first N, second N, third N, and Enter. So basically my direction of the lines were not right. Okay. So now you can see it's all fine. and I can now simulate it, and this sort of a result you will get out of it. Okay. So these bottom three parts are not only attached to one of them, they are attached to both of them. Okay, that's the beauty of the amp and segment tool, that you can attach multiple of these items. So I hope that it's all clear about creating the 2D shape from here, and then applying the normal segment like sewing to it, and MN like segment sewing to it. In the next class, we will see the other like polygon, like the 2D pattern tool and ellipse, and then we will create a shirt, like t-shirt without sleeves, and then we will move to the sleeves. So next class, we are going to create the t-shirt with what we have learned in this class. Okay, so guys, if you like my video and have not subscribed to my channel yet, so please do it and hit the bell icon to support my channel. Please watch my videos online and do not download them. Otherwise, I won't get any benefit out of it, and this will demotivate me to make further videos. So please champion my channel and like them if you find them useful. So please take care, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning on Zinteractive, your own training institute. If you're enjoying this series and want to binge watch the whole course without waiting for next lesson, then join my Zinteractive Early Bird membership plan. Once you are an active member, you will be able to binge watch all the courses without waiting for lessons to get published. Moreover, you can support my channel by joining Zinteractive Friends membership plan. You will get a lot of perks with that also.